Spirit speaks. Listen. You are never alone. Find the magic in everydayness. It leads to wholeness. Earth is the home of our bodies and our spirits. Honor the past. Shape the future. Remember your wildness. It is an important time to be alive. Nothing lasts forever. Hey everyone, it's Elo. I hope that you're doing well. Today I brought with me to work my 2022 Astrological and Life Planner, which looks like this. And it is the first time that I have done a planner, and certainly the first time I've done anything astrology related. And I'll talk about both of those things in a second, but I always have a desk calendar every year, but it's mainly just where I write down big events that happened or appointments, things like that. I still don't trust putting stuff in my phone because I feel like I never get the notifications and I'm gonna miss something. So, kicking it old school. And I guess that's no exception when it comes to making a planner. So, this planner is from a company called The Magic of I. And I actually found out or heard about Magic of I through a YouTuber who I was binging for a while, a number of months ago. Her name is Kendall Rae, R-A-E, and she does like, I don't know if you should call it true crime, I guess, yes, but she's more involved, I guess, than other creators I've seen. She's not just reporting on facts. Sometimes she has family members of victims and all kinds of interesting information along with her videos. But she's really fun to listen to. She has a cute dog, I think two actually, but one of them's always in the videos, and it was just something that I would listen along while I was driving, almost like an audiobook. And one of her sponsorships that she was doing was a collab with this brand, and it was always just kind of in the back of my mind, probably since August, September, maybe October at the latest. And it just so happens that the stars aligned for this because, as some of you know, I've been trying to sort of just find my peace in the world, and I've been opening myself up to the idea of all of us sort of being from this greater universe. I still don't have like a God feeling, although some people, I guess, equate the two, and I don't know if it's something that I will ever really feel and believe in my bones, but I think it's a really beautiful concept. Just this infinite everything that we all kind of come in and out of as matter in our different ways, and scientifically that's kind of true no matter what. So it's something that I'm starting to explore, and a little avenue of that has been astrology, which I know gets a lot of flack for being stupid, essentially, and people definitely treat it like like it's just a bunch of very vague statements, almost like a fortune teller at a carnival or something. And those horoscopes do exist, and at once in my life, in like middle school and stuff, I really thought those were cool and cared about them. But once people started kind of shitting on astrology, I fell victim to their words. Really, I just didn't stand up for myself and what I was interested in, and decided that it was stupid too. Even though I had a pretty close friend who, two really, but one in particular, had done like my full chart for me, and it was just so dead on. And I'm not saying that it was like predicting events of my life, but characteristically it was me, and that was pretty cool, and I didn't think that that was a coincidence. Anyhow, I'm starting to kind of explore it again just to see what it's about, because I feel like I never really gave it a good chance, and I don't think I'm gonna become someone who asks everyone what their sign is. Maybe I will, I don't know. But it's something I'm just kind of doing for me and to explore this great universe that I am a part of. So, on the cover of the book here, or planner, there are a lot of interesting ornate designs in a gold foil, and the center is of course the eye. The texture is very soft. It's like faux leather, just very, very soft. And it has two bookmarks that came already attached within, and of course the golden edges to the papers, which I think is cool. So this is the kind of title page, I guess, and it's called an astrological planner. And they have very detailed instructions on how to use the planner, because there's a lot of information, especially if you're someone like me who has not a lot of experience with this sort of thing. But I also wanted to read this little blurb that they put at the front. It's called The Magic of Incarnation. And I don't know if that's where they get, magic of I being incarnation. It says, "From the gates of heaven you pour forth into the world. Infused with the 4 elements, you are incarnated through the 12 seas of stars, rippling through space on the great wheel of time, a new soul cycle. You carry with you all knowledge. You are always connected to the great mystery. The stars and planets give you a name. Your blueprint is your compass. Time itself is your child. Your creative potential is infinite. The purpose to truly know oneself and see the interconnectedness of all things. Your DNA carries the key to oneness. Your heart is your greatest ally. Love far and wide. Live life to the fullest. In the blink of an eye, the cycle continues." I just thought that was really cool, and kind of summarizes the sort of experience that I'm trying to navigate, I guess. Just I want to know what that's about, put it simply. Yeah, so the first few pages are just discussing how to make a birth chart. They have a blank birth chart for you to fill out, which I filled out mine, but apparently there's like a superstition, especially among I think Chinese particularly culture, that it's like almost bad luck to show your birth chart, because then people will like know your inner self or something. And even though I'm obviously not a part of that culture, I can get a little superstitious, so I'm gonna keep mine private. But for those of you who don't know, I am born on August 27th of 1990, and so I'm a Virgo. And they also teach you kind of how to use the moon sign and the elements. And they kind of go over every sort of combination between signs and elements, as it says. So Virgo is an earth sign along with Taurus and Capricorn. They give the elements for daily moons. So they have these right here, these 4 different types of days, and they mark each one in the calendar section. So you can look and see if it's a fire, earth, air, or water day, and that can help you kind of get a jump start, I guess, on understanding what your mood's going to be like that day. And even if that's not true scientifically, I still think that it's helpful, because it will motivate and has been motivating me to do things, to take action based on what it says for that day. Like, if it says that I'm going to be really good at planning that day, then it motivates me to plan something, because if it is true and everything is as it says, then I'm gonna do something special that day. And even if it's not true, I'm still doing something that day. So in case you're wondering, fire days are impulsive, energetic, passionate, great for exercising, higher energy tasks, getting things done, dancing, and having fun. Earth days are grounded, solid, practical, great for cleaning, tidying, to-do lists, working on your goals, logistics, organizing, good food, and grounding practices. Air days are talkative, intellectual, and quick, great for socializing, connecting, communicating, thinking, multitasking, reading, writing, and learning. And water days are intuitive, creative, and emotional, great for slowing down, going deep, feeling and healing, snuggling, creative projects, meditation, and spiritual practices. So my daily energy as an earth sign is logical, organized, tidy, health-driven service. Be aware of critical self-judgment. Create new routines that support order in your life or help others with your amazing skills. You rule. Thanks, planner. So I'm definitely still learning how to interpret all these different things, including the moons and where the moon's at in its cycle and what sign the moon is that day, which seems to last a few days at least. They also have this thing called optimum times, which is proprietary to Magic 5, And they have a whole guide on that. And then after their kind of astrological reference guide and similar pages, they go into just regular ass planning. And while you can use all of these things, the aspects, it has all of the moon phases. And signs. You can use all of these things to help, like I said, kind of plan your day, your month, your year. But even if you don't, they have this page, which is my favorite so far. It's your intentions for the year and the Magic 5 dream list. And I have been starting to fill these out, but they're pretty heavy, so I've been lighting a candle and sitting at my desk and like getting the ambiance going and really being honest with myself about what I want for each of these things. So they have 8 areas of life: spiritual, mental, work, love, wealth, social, physical, and inspiration. And they give a little 3 keywords that kind of relate to that. So spiritual is expansion, soul, and being, for example. And then in the pages that follow, they have what I would like and actionable steps for each of them. So I guess I'll share what I wrote. I wrote for spiritual: I would like to pay more attention to how I feel about things before I really think about them, then try to separate what my soul really says versus what I've been trained to think and feel. Recognize ways I keep myself small and swipe through the fog that separates me from truly being myself. Remember along the way not to overthink what it means to be me. I don't have to be profound in order to be worthy. I need to learn to love and respect and appreciate my spirit for what it is and validate that it's awesome as it is. Rather than competing with others, I want to work towards overcoming myself every time I knock myself down and belittle my own existence. I would like to open myself up more spiritually and to become more comfortable with my being. I would like to acknowledge my soul rather than ignoring it. I would like to allow my spirit to expand as it will, and also infuse some more healthy practices and ideas that will set me on the path towards who I want to be in this life. And then my actionable steps that I created are notice and make literal note of big emotional moments. Notice and make literal note of negative thoughts and feelings I have about myself. And I put example. Right now I'm doubting my ability to do this, aka living my kind of ideal life. Notice and take literal note of the things that interest me or that I like, and acknowledge how that helps make me the wonderful human I am. Write to explore topics I instinctively back away from, and make a Pinterest board that represents my essence and ideal life. So it's hard for me to even read those things because I've just been made to feel like being spiritual and earthy, I guess, is the only word I know to use for it. People make fun of that a lot, and I noticed that from a young age, I had someone, can you guess who, in my life who would make fun of people like this. But then I also had a cousin that I've talked about before who was really into like crystals, and she just gave me the best ASMR telling me about these crystals. And I was a kid who really had that magic in me, and I connected with nature and earth, and every day felt like my day, and that was very much so squashed out of me. But it's something that I want to bring back, because even if I'm gonna get made fun of, I think that it's part of me being happy, and I need to start prioritizing what I want and what my life needs and will benefit from, rather than worrying that someone's gonna think I am a weirdo hippie. So I'm still working on filling out those different categories for each one. They also then want you to make your Magic 5 dream list, which is the 5 most important intentions for you this year. So after you write all of your other individualized intention pages, you pick 5 things that are like, these are what I want. Again, just all of their little things throughout this planner that I've seen are just so on target with where my brain has been at lately and my sort of goals and hopes and wants for myself. So I'm really glad that I went through with getting this. They have the same planner in black and gold as well. The January page is so beautiful, and they have all this astrological information. They have the month at a glance, and then they have monthly goals, weekly goals with actionable steps, and then the actual like day-to-day stuff. And I don't know, I just think, like I said, even if the astrology side of it doesn't net me anything, I think that the just support and having a physical place to gather my thoughts and write them down and plan for my successes rather than seeing them as just like things in the distance that I want to happen. I think that's going to be really life-changing, and I know that it sounds so incredibly simple, and it kind of is, just to write shit down, but it's hard to keep up with that kind of thing. Life sort of sweeps you away. I remember hearing a statistic recently that most people, the majority of people, abandon their New Year's resolutions by like January 19th or something like that. It was like just over 2 weeks, I think, and I can't even look down on that because I know that I've probably done stuff like that before too. So I think having the right sort of atmosphere is important, and this planner plus my little candle and my mood lighting and all that is creating a space for me where I feel good about doing these things. And they're hard. They really are hard if you're taking it seriously. It's kind of like the full-on panic attack I had at school a number of months ago when they wanted us to make like a 1 year and a 5-year plan or something. I absolutely lost my shit, and I realized that I've never really gone through with something like this that's so tangible, if not permanent. So just wanted to share that with you all and maybe encourage you to find something like that for yourself, or at least just keep it in the back of your mind, and maybe it will come to fruition in years later. So sorry that there's been a little bit of background noise, but the birds are singing and I just wanted to be by the window while I could, and I'm going to go back now and prepare myself to give another massage. So I hope that you all have a lovely day or evening and feel connected with yourself and not shy to be who you are. So I'll see you in the next video.